time, we're ready to take the last session of the program. And the topic of this last session is my home and everyone else. My home and everyone else. To do justice to this, we have our presenters in the house, but I won't be the one to invite them. We have a moderator in the house. And there is no other person than Dr. Obin Okoro. Please let's make him welcome. Dr. Obin Okoro, you're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to use this face mask a little bit. I don't know where to sit now. President, should I sit there or in the middle? I think it's custom that the moderator must the panelists, sit. Quickly, just like the president had introduced. Our topic this evening is my home and everyone else. My home and everyone else. Before I call out the panelists, I would like us to bow our heads and pray. Shall we pray? Lord Jesus, we invite you at this moment as we discuss and have this extensive conversation about our home and everyone else. We ask the Lord that you be with us. Send your Holy Spirit to enlighten us, we pray in the name of Jesus. Before they come, I would like the ICT to project Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. ICT Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. We'll read that, and Evangelist will come forward. Genesis 2, verse 24. Genesis 2, verse 24, ICT. Okay? Can we read together? Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Shall a man leave his father, and they shall become one flesh. So, expand our understanding of the topic, my home and everyone else. The first person I'm going to call is Dr. Mrs. Oviko Oyedele. If she's here, can we make her welcome by clapping for her? Dr. Mrs. Oviko Oyedele. I don't know why you are not coming with your husband. Anyway, let me skip that for I don't break the protocol. I don't you can sit down there. Thank you so much. For those who don't know, Dr. Oyedele works she's the head of department for economics department here at the Baphomet University. Our second panelist is my own family. Permit me as a welcome Elder Mrs. Hope Okangwa. Elder Mrs. Hope Okangwa, please give us a clap for them. Thank you that they are coming with you. Please keep clapping as they come. Thank you so much. And Mrs. Maybe you will take this seat. Wow, I think the high table nice for me. Okay? For those who don't know, Eda Hope works at the audit department, hope I'm correct, and for his wife, you can see the registrar of this institution, that person through his wife. What big office. And the last I have is my own father. Let's make welcome Pastor Professor Mike Lapa as he comes forward to take the seat there. Pastor, this one is okay. But this one has been a pastoral seat. This is a pastor. Let me keep my mouth shut. Pastor is there. Okay. Gentlemen and ladies, the topic before us is my home and everyone else. My home and everyone else. And I read from the book of Genesis. I think we have one mic there. We're doing that. All mics should be brought because we have a load to upload. Okay, we have read from the book of Genesis 2 verse 24, we are saying God's injunction that the man will leave his father's house and be joined with his wife. Now, this topic is very, very important because statistics shows that one of the factors that contributes to high rate of divorce or separation is family interference in our marriage. In fact, before I pick up this mic, I also checked again. There are studies 2020 that shows that family interference, is a major factor. I was thinking it's infidelity. I was thinking it's maybe poverty or something else. But family interference. In fact, let me cite one example. There's a study that was carried out, among 400 women and 174 men. And the respondents also showed that the factor that led to the separation was as a result of family interference. And that is why our panelists will not overstretch the discussion because we will not end today. We will limit our discussion to family interference, looking at the role of in-laws, looking at the interference of siblings, and then looking at the interference of friends. We limit ourselves to these three, let me use an academic language, an indicator, so that we can push forward. Now again, gentlemen and ladies, let us start this discussion by this story. And this is a true life story. All what we'll be talking about here is going to be based on true life story and see how we can learn from it. There's a story of a lady that after her wedding, after they got married, 80% of her attachment is still with her biological home. Any single opportunity she has, she carries her bag and go to her father's house. And that caused a very big separation, and I want to begin by my point. At what point should a man or a woman emotionally, physically detach his or herself from the biological home? At what point?
Thank you very much and good evening, hello, good evening, church. At what point should a young man or a young woman emotionally, physically detach from biological family? The answer in an unambiguous manner is the moment you desire to set up your own home, then you should declare that level of independence. Let me not pull it further than this until discussion maybe takes up more.
The moment you do what?
The moment you begin to conceive in you the desire and the conviction to start your own home, that is to get married. Once you make up your mind to get married, you should emotionally and physically detach from your home to set up, from a biological home, to set up your own home so that you can stand and then relate with other people. I don't know if I'm clear.
Yes. Dr. Obi, when you got married, was there a time you feel like frequenting your biological home? And how did you get over it? Was there a time that you just do it or go visit, stay over, wait, or you never did it? How did you get over it?
to visit. Yes. You should always want to go to visit home. Okay? But when you now stay for 6 months, you can't visit again. You want to go back. Okay? So you should always want to visit, okay? Beyond calling, how are you doing and all that. So plan for visit. And you're not just going alone now. But I'm coming. I want to go and taste my single life or what? So it's a decision of everyone. That when we plan to go and visit, everyone together, yourself, your husband, then children also. It's no longer you just going and coming.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Get from Prof. The moment you have decided to settle down, you need to know that you should emotionally, physically detach yourself from your biological home. Because if you don't, you know the consequences. And then when you go visit, you don't stay more than don't stay forever. Don't stay forever because that is not your home. Now, let's get down to the big picture. Before I came here, I asked randomly young men that have gotten married. And they told me that they would never allow their in-laws to come visit. They would never allow their in-laws to come visit. More than in-laws now. They would never. They would never. In fact, from experience, I attended a traditional marriage where the father-in-law walks us out. Walks us out. That we're not ready to marry. You know? And then that man, a friend today, keeps saying that man will never come to his home. That man will never visit. Okay? So I want to ask, and I hope, interfering in-laws is a factor that contributes to the collapse of our homes. Let me ask you, sir, are there some specific boundaries? Oh, first of all, will you allow your in-law to come visit? Your mother-in-law or your father-in-law? Will you allow him to have to visit? The serious family.
You're talking of father-in-law and mother-in-law.
Exactly.
Not siblings. Not brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Well, I have this nature that accommodates. I love sincerely. I don't see why I will not see my father-in-law and relate to him as a father, my father, or my mother-in-law, and not relate to her as my own mother. You know, I have had the privilege to be in a relationship with my in-laws, like you know, a father and a mother. I will be glad to welcome them all for the night.
That is for elder. It is who? Will you allow, I don't know if Edda's mother is alive. Is she alive? Will you allow her to come visit, stay for like 2 years?
Of course, I will.
You allow her to come visit?
I will.
Maybe this family is a different family. You know, a different family. And I think we should learn from that. The next question I'm going to ask, I'm going to Prof, but I will, before I ask Prof this question, I want to ask Mrs. Okamba if she comes visit, and she intends to continually cook for her son, will you allow that to happen?
In first place, she will not, he won't do that. But if she wants, I will let her.
Why? Why?
I will let her so that
they say the kitchen belongs to the woman, the wife. That department is not contestable. And the major fights that happen between mother-in-laws and the wife is in the kitchen, bro. Am I correct? It's in the kitchen. Who will serve the food? Who will cook the food? Who will do the cleaning? You know, there's no fish in the plate. The way you serve my son is not the appropriate way. Mrs. Okakwa is very lenient and she will allow our mother-in-law to take control of our kitchen. Probably have a contrary opinion to that. Yes.
Just give me 10 seconds to set up my church here.
Okay, please.
So that my mind will be off while I worship.
Okay.
For the worship of my divine.
Okay, please. Prof want to set up this church. Ladies and gentlemen, are we following? Yeah. The crisis in the home starts in the kitchen, especially when mother-in-laws come visiting. In fact, I have a clear-cut experience of a wife that will never allow her mother-in-law to touch the kitchen plates or pot. From experience, she will never. She will tell her, this kitchen is no area for you. Don't go. And I have a clear-cut experience of a mother-in-law that will not eat any food that the son's wife has prepared because she wants to do it herself. And this is family interference. Bro,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yes, I'm here.
Please, carry on.
You are right in principle. Because there is no need to play the ostrich on this business. Much of experience shows that you are correct that the kitchen area is usually a very difficult point. Most mother-in-law from whatever side, especially from the husband's side, would want to monitor and see how the son is being taken care of and to make sure that the daughter-in-law does not cook all the money of the son in the pot. No, all those controlling, look at the amount of fish you put in one pot of soup. I got one. Forgive me if occasionally I drop in those vernacular that I hear. Shall we survive? You put onion in the stew you are trying to prepare in the oil. So this is where my son's money is going. That may not be true for every woman, but honestly speaking, 6 out of 10 mother-in-laws who play this game. So if your canvas are lucky, congratulations. And honestly, congratulations.
Exactly.
I also have that lucky aspect where my mother-in-law, that's the mother of my wife, took me in as a son. My father-in-law took me in as a son. And my mother, who was the only parent who was alive when I was getting married, even asked me, why have you been looking away all these years? I was waiting for you to come into this family. I didn't know. She was expecting me to marry from the family I married because my mother-in-law and my mother were close friends going around the whole country in women ministry without our knowing how close they had become. So somehow we were insulated. But that does not always stop the whole process. I would say that if my wife was here, she would understand that at the beginning part of our marriage, because of the love of the mother, my mother-in-law showed an instinct of wanting to walk with her, trying to show her the way, but my wife said, no, leave me to find my way in this business. I want to establish my own path with my husband. It nearly caused a quarrel between them, but we were able to manage it. And it's been found that my mother-in-law till today knows that she is safe in our home anytime, any day.
Thank you so much.
And that initial also was there for leave me to establish my home. I don't need your interference. We'll be okay. And I think my wife scored a very big point with that decision. Because if not, it would have been mother and daughter versus the husband. And that's where the marriage begins to go down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. Let me expand that a little bit, and I'm going to put this question to Dr. Biko, and then I hope maybe the experiences will help us learn one or two things. Now, studies have shown that a family couple now that neglects their in-laws is bound to collapse. Another study also showed that a family couple now that do not run away, that do not embrace their in-laws, that family will know no peace. So let me ask you, starting from Dr. Biko, is there areas in the home that you can say, these are the boundaries? These are the boundaries. My in-law, whether the mother-in-law or the father-in-law will not come close. And Dr. Wedaho, is there areas in the family that maybe you're different things because your in-laws have upper hand, they can do or not do except correctly. But is there areas that we can say, the father-in-law cannot cross? No, you can do that. The mother-in-law, you can do that. Just stay away. Is that boundaries? Or is it open field? Everybody can come in and do whatever the person wants to do. No.
Okay. When you are married, the two have become one. Okay, so every other person is a third party. Okay, so that's why we have plans, discussions, dreams about the future, and all that. You talk with your husband, and husband talk with your wife. Because whatever the home becomes, it's for both of you. If you win, it's both of you that have won. If one of you becomes something in the future, it's both of you that have become that thing. Every success is for both of you. Not it's him, or it's her. It's for both of you. And so, if you want to buy a car, okay, you don't just appear in the house and say, I bought a car. And you're telling your husband, I bought a car. So now, he's only getting to know that the car has arrived into that house. At the time the car has arrived. But the whole process, the plan, the thinking, how you save, even the type of car, just using the car as an example, but if you want to buy a chair, a television, want to start the master's program, different things. Because both of you are one. The master's program is for you, it's not his own. Okay, you are the one who wants to do the master's program, so why should I be telling him or asking him or what, discussing it with him? This is my master's program, it's my dream. It's not just yours again, because two of you, you are one. So that's why you discuss with him. And after that you say, wait, I need to discuss with my mom. I need to discuss with my dad. Okay, so we are finished discussing and we say, okay, let's go ahead. That would be very nice. Let's come towards September. So it means for the next 2-3 months now, you need to keep aside some money so you can buy the phone. And when you start, you will need transportation to go there. So we need to include all this in the budget. So they're discussing your plans now. Okay, so it will be like, let's come towards September. Now the earlier you start, then the earlier you can start thinking about it will end one day. And then you said, okay, that's true. But wait, let me call my mom first. I'll wait, I'll discuss with my dad so we can actually know whether it will really be December or next year. What is that now? Just finish that discussion, you are saying the decision is not final. Then I call my daddy, or I call my mommy. Okay? Or you are even saying, I called my mom yesterday, and she said, instead of starting September, it's better I start in January. because there's a family program that you want to do this, want to do that, want to do this, and I know once you start your program, you're giving us excuses that you don't have money. Make it January so that you can contribute to this thing that you are planning as an extended family. You know? So now you are telling that to your husband. And the decision we are making now, it cannot be final because my daddy has said something, my mommy has said something. So what do you want him to say? Oh, that's true. Thank you very much for asking your mom and your dad first. I forgot. That's true. You should have asked them first. That whatever they say will not help us to know whether we can move on or not. It's not the witness. What brought that about now? Why should we hold on until we hear from daddy and mommy? We are married now. So our decision is our decision. But if you have something to bring up and say, now can we consider this as an information? There's an information. It's an information. So we can think about it and see whether it's useful for us or not. And not that we cannot do anything until we hear from daddy and mommy. Okay? And whatever they say, and stop whatever they're doing in this house or influence it. And so you see, I'm telling you that my daddy said something, my mommy said something, you are getting angry already. And you have to ask me, how come I called them into this matter? In fact, you said it is not your business. That's an insult to my father and my mother. They trained me. You would have seen me to even talk of marrying me if the same parents did not train me. And you said I cannot ask them questions, they cannot stop us and tell us that instead of September, it will be January. My father has spoken. So are we seeing that there's a limit? It should have come in as an information only if even it's not something that should be even, not disrespect. But if somebody has not come to that understanding, then both of you come to quarrel in that house. That you have insulted my father, my mother, and all that. Because you go ahead to involve them in many things that you should know that you are now one. So every other person is a third party.
Thank you so much, my home and everyone else. Elder, fire.
I have a kind of parents who knew their bound, who knew their bound. People never were in our bridge. They know their bound. So they would never want to interfere. I think they are enlightened enough to know that. And
Gentlemen, can we clap for this family, please? It's not easy to find good in-laws. And the people breakfast at all.
to be honest with you, my father-in-law refused his kindred to trouble me about
please, clap again.
It's wonderful, I must tell you.
Wow.
I must tell you. He refused that his brothers and kindred will, the list that they brought, he said nothing is going to, I should just not mind them. This is what I should do. He's a good man. Yeah. Talking about my own parents, they are enlightened enough to know their own boundary. They will never want to interfere. Of course, we get to see maybe some 2-3 times in a year, and they always love to see us. Each time we travel to see them and we are partying, it's always a crying moment for them. They love their daughter-in-laws, and they take them as their children. My wife could attest to that.
She was speaking on that.
Yes, I also I lived with my siblings. Thank God for my wife who also has this accommodating nature. Lived with my siblings, the 4 of them, they all graduated, we were living in the same house. And you will never see them want to interfere. they do their own thing and go away. They will never want to interfere between whatever is happening between me and my wife. Of course, we don't even get to discuss anything with them. We run our home. They are just like, they're living with us. That's how it has been for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn about in-laws, please privately meet the Okamba. They will tell you what to expect and what to expect from in-laws. I will come to your wife, but let's hit on that intro. This one is very important that I made, and it's at half of our discussion this evening. And that is the interference of siblings. The interference of siblings. I've been in a house where there is war. Young man beat up his brother's wife, and the sister also did the same thing. Anytime the man is not around, they keep the woman out of the house. You know, my problem. What is the role of siblings in the home? Please, what is the role of siblings in the home?
Well, let me get this out, then I'll answer your question quickly. That I am also very, very lucky to have gotten the in-laws I have. Although my father-in-law is 8, but my mother-in-law, when I was set to get married, did something that won my heart until tomorrow. She keeps reaping from that singular act. My father-in-law, being a peaceful man as he was, and he didn't want to trouble the water, allowed his people to get a list for non-indigent, because I married outside my home. So they said they have 2 lists, one list for the indigents and another for non-indigent. But my mother-in-law broke away and went by herself and collected the list for indigent.
Wonderful.
For me, and said, he's my son. He will marry my daughter as an indigent. And so it was. Beyond that, 2 of them called me and said, we can see you have a lot to take care of. You are planning to get married and you're also planning to travel. And that was true. So we have a lot of bills to settle, to juggle our way through. My in-law said, take care of the woman. That's Amara. You know Amara? Take care of Amara. And then when you are ready, you do for us what you want to do for us. And so it was. The moment we settled in Amara, my in-laws did not take a dime from me or even a piece of slippers. And they signed us off for the wedding. They came. My mother-in-law baked the cake for us and did everything, sold all the dress for the bridal trainer at no cost. She burned herself to support my wedding with my wife.
And you did not request for some of this?
No, she took it over. My father-in-law did the same. They supported us, wedded, made all our trips, and finally traveled. Honestly, it was 10 years later, after we had traveled and come back, that I came and tidied up the loose ends of what the pressure couldn't allow us to take on. But let me announce with the microphone also that because of that singular act, I placed my in-law on my payroll for life.
Please, clap, please. Maybe some of us did that.
They are on my payroll for life. That as soon as I get my alert, the first money that leaves my account is to my in-law. Since 2008 till today, no one has. And when my mother-in-law had a major issue that had to do with major surgery that was going to be scary, I drove from here and picked her from home, kept her here until she was operated on here at Booth. The first patient on the machine they bought at Booth, and the first orthopedic surgery patient that Dr. Kelechi had. And she was taken care of by my family and by her siblings and by every other person who came, including people in places where the husband had done his ministry. And you may not know that Mrs. Okamba is the last sister of my mother-in-law. So if I said anything I said it with the consciousness that she is here. But the one I started with, which was a yellow flag, she was also aware because she was my wife's maid of honor at our wedding. And we didn't know you were inviting them, they didn't know you were inviting us.
Rob, I get the point.
So family network and mentorship has been all along. It's not time to talk about hope and myself, so let them be another chapter for that.
Back to siblings, bro.
Back to city. I am very lucky and I feel blessed. Let me say this so that it answers a lot. It is the way we are raised in our immediate biological homes that define how we treat one another and define how we treat our married partner, our in-laws, and every other thing that we talk about. I grew up in a family where we bonded very closely and we watch out for each other. So I don't even understand the picture you are painting because it is the last thing that will happen in my family. Never, ever. Because as I speak, even till this time, whenever we travel home as siblings, in the morning I declared I grew up in a mud house. Why not? But all of us as brothers teamed up and built one house, which is still standing there. I refuse to demolish the mud house. It is still standing till today. Because somehow something will lead you to my compound in my absence. It has happened. People went about the state to get married and they learned from everybody. And they knew that they get to learn that my house is behind the church where they stopped. And they said, oh, let's go to Brock's house. And they went and they saw. Don't tell people lies about yourself. You don't know when they'll find the truth.
Right?
That's why I'm announcing it with the microphone. So if you find it later tomorrow, it will not be, oh, and this man was ranting with the microphone. I refuse to demolish the mud house. And I won't tell you why. Because I have many Igbos here who sell my secret if they get to know that. You pay me a huge amount before I release the secret about demolishing that mud house. But beyond it, we teamed up and built a house which we all go into. Whenever we travel together, each family moves into one room. But our wives brought everything they brought into the common kitchen. They cook together, they serve us together. In fact, we devised a new means of how we ate as siblings. Putting the rice in the wide tray and sprinkling the stew on top of it and mounting the spoons around it and surrounding it to eat. Till today, that's how we eat. And our children look forward to eating that way. Not this individualism. You cook, you serve them in place, you go and stand. No. That's where we learn how to fight over the meat and how to settle over who ate 2 spoons in one speed while another was eating 1 spoon. So our children have been exposed to it. They look forward to it once in a while and we try to make it happen. So I'm sorry, I don't want to bet. I'm not unaware of that picture you painted. It's a very sorry one. And my summary is, raise your family the way you want them to treat one another in the future. Because that's what can do that. And another problem is marrying against the flow of the family. Once the family says no to the girl you want to marry, and you insist you marry her, make sure you marry her and take her away from that compound. Until,
Repeat that again.
I'll rewind
Yes.
7 times.
Yeah.
If you want to get married, especially as a young man, and your family network says, no, you will not marry this lady, and you eventually untwist them to marry that lady, make sure you take her away from your compound and live elsewhere. That is what it means to separate and live to cleave. Because if you don't, they will make sure they show you that that marriage will not work, and you will not know that it is not your wife's fault. They will frame her, they will mess her up, they will do whatever they can to make her say something that she will feel sorry for, even in your presence. Only for you not to know that they have dealt with her and turned her into a punching bag in your absence. And she's holding back so that there will not be war between brothers and sisters.
My
So
point,
please.
my point. Do you know that they will still visit that family anywhere there.
if you open your doors to them. Because you know exactly what's going on. You see, no matter how friendly we are now, none of my siblings will just wake up and the next thing I see in the evening is somebody knocking at my door. No. Even though we're very close and bonding, we respect ourselves that nobody barges in on the other. My mother-in-law cannot just wake up and land, because I'm at the door, they must welcome me in. No. We are decent enough to call, to send a message, I want to visit, or I'm traveling to Lagos, I want to stop over and see how you are doing. And you are good to go. But if you badge on us, you are leaving the next morning. We will not leave you outside. I'm being honest. I can give more than I'm speaking about. If you want to take me for granted beyond measure on things that I have control over, I have many ways of feeling a rat.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul. Let me come back to Dr. Biko and Mrs. Okafor. Still on the siblings, it's a very big problem. Is it a job? Is it a job? Is it a responsibility of the couple to train their siblings? Pay school fees. If they come visit, you of course pay transportation and you go shopping and do all those. Is it the responsibility of the couple? It's a big problem. I don't want the men to answer because they will answer as men. But how do you feel when the Dr. Eden is there? Please don't come and sit down. Come and sit down, please. Rob will give you a space. I want to bring the protocol. Your wife is here. You can't be sitting in the audience. So is it the responsibility of the couple to train siblings, either from the husband side or from from the wife's side? Dr. Vingo. Maybe Dr. Eden will lose the answer. Dr. Eden, do you have anybody at training currently? I know you have a lot of money. He's a medical doctor, you know. You have a lot of money. No, do you have anybody at training currently? Don't answer. How do you feel that he's using the family's account to train his siblings, whether from the one end or from his end? How do you feel? Are you comfortable with that?
Okay. So is it the responsibility? That's what.
Yes.
Responsibility. That's where it ends. So it's not the responsibility.
Okay.
The responsibility means it is.
Yes.
Then you have to do it.
Yes.
You don't have a choice.
Okay. So that means.
So it's not the responsibility.
It's not a responsibility.
Yes.
So they can also decide not to go to train.
And you can say yes or no.
But we need a sponsorship.
You don't have the money, we cannot train you and all that. Okay? And you can say yes, you will. Because you are not the parents. Okay? You're not the father, you're not the mother. That's why you must train me. You brought me to this world. People tell their parents things like that. But even to your parents, you don't say that. Your dad or mom does not have it, then you don't say, understand. But now you are married and your brothers and sisters come around and they need your help for training. Okay? It's not your responsibility. But it's something you can do for people who are not even members of your family.
Okay.
So it's a normal thing because you love Jesus, then you love people. So if you are looking beyond family member.
My God, please, the condition. They are going to more spiritual. There are some siblings that have attacked their brothers because they have not trained them. I have a friend that cannot visit his brother because his brother did not train him. You know the reference? My father used all the money to train you, so you must train me. Let's speak from experience, but don't talk again. Dr. Eden, why are you training your sibling? Anyone from your family? Why? What is propelling that? Is it your responsibility?
Fortunately, I'm the last born of the family.
You are the last born. Okay. Okay, I get the point.
Well, however,
Okay.
just like she said, the fact that I'm the last born
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I cannot train people.
Okay.
By God's grace, as much as God has blessed us, we also have nephews list that we feel that if you could just render a little assistance,
Okay.
their future will be secure. It will not be a liability to us or to the extended family in the future.
Okay.
So with that, in fact, I think I was reminding her that as one account she used to keep, called the education account.
Okay.
I was reminding her this morning that there's this guy that would not send the accommodation money. You know, she said, oh, that's true, you didn't remind me. She don't understand. So there are people that would render assistance to whether family or non-family. But it is not
Your
our responsibility. I'm the last one. So sponsoring people should do it with me.
There is something I'm trying to, I don't want it to stick on my head because the reason why you are doing that is because you don't want them to become a liability to you. You don't want them to fall back to start becoming a stumbling block to your own happiness. And maybe you can't go back kidnap you one day. Is that correct? Back to you, Mrs. Okawa. Apart from the issue of training, what about the issue of visitation? This family is too perfect. Joseph, you brought the wrong family here. You brought the wrong family because I'm already getting the answer. What about visitation? When your sibling, that from your, from your husband's side, come visiting, how long do you keep them in your house? A month, 2 months, and they eat all the food? How long? Or you just open the door and they are there?
As a matter of fact, all my husband's siblings live with me.
Oh, don't speak again.
And school, I finished their schooling. They all got married in my house.
They won't come into your house. Wow. Please put your hands together.
Dr. Peter, let me add to that.
See that.
Apart from my 4 siblings, as a matter of fact, let me start. I was still paying, we were still paying for my younger brother's undergraduate school fees when he was doing his master's. We had not done our master's then. Did you hear me? We were still paying the undergraduate school fees because they were deducting it from our salary. But he has started his master's. Apart from 4 of my siblings, I can count 4 or 5 other people who have gone through Babcock and big people today live with us. And we cannot say it's our responsibility. But somehow we had to make that sacrifice. At some point in our lives in Babcock, about over 80% of our salary income was going for food. There was a time I could count about 15 adults. 15 adults, all of them Babcock students, of course my siblings included, living with us. So, yes, it is not a responsibility, but we are fulfilled today because we can, as I'm talking with you, we have people who are living with us, they are still students of Babcock. And we have joy doing it. So, I don't know how you want to say it. If you can afford it, do it. If you see somebody who comes to fight his brother because the brother did not train him, it means that brother had what it takes for the field.
Okay, thank you so much. ICT, if you can project the team of the program. Okay, the team of the program. I hope it tastes of heaven, right? I hope it tastes of heaven. I also say that if you don't do this, to create a cordial relationship within the home, there's a problem somewhere. When we started, we said that we are limiting ourselves to 3 major indicators: interference of relatives, interference of siblings, and then the last one is interference of friends. It's at this moment that I want to throw the discussion open. If you have questions, anyone want to contribute, you can signal or write them down so that we can take them quickly because of our time. Anybody from the audience have a question? My dog. Okay. My dog, please shoot.
Good evening, everyone. It's not a question. I want to make a comment on what Prof. Dapa said concerning living. Say live to live. Sometimes it's advisable that when people get married, they should be separate. One of my friends, before he got married, my best friend, before he got married, they were living in their family house in New York. So we had that discussion. He was married to a lady who was in Nigeria then. So he came home to her. And I said, you know that now you are married, he has two sisters. The mother was alive, the parents were alive, the mother was alive. And then I said, you know that now that you are getting married, you will not live with your wife and your family. Given the dynamics, if it is in Nigeria, given the dynamics of the way you will live. And he said he's already thinking about that. Okay? So what he did was to rent a small apartment. They have a family house, their own house. He rented a small apartment and moved before they married. And it was a problem. The mother was not happy, and they accused the lady of being the one that made him want to leave because he wants to spend all the money that he was making. Okay? But the thing was that the people who stayed and got married in the house, the two ladies who stayed and got married in the house, got divorced. Subsequently, they are not with their husband. The elder brother was living in the principal, so he didn't have that problem of paying family. Okay, so sometimes, even though that family house was convenient, a very big house with several flats, so they didn't have tenants there. It may be advisable that you move sometimes. You know, but that made reference here. If at the beginning the family said no, okay, if at the beginning the family objected for one reason or the other, and if you continue, it might better sleep than the family. So let us know that there will be circumstances at times that will require you not to live with your parents, with your wife. This one they are painted now are a very perfect picture. Okay, these are very perfect pictures where the low campus are very accommodating, their past and their ID base are very accommodating. They are making situation where it is not as if they are foreign, but they are not as accommodating. It might be wise, some people should say, some relationships are better from a distance. It might be wise, you leave a mansion that your father has built, and rent a room and parlor, and start out there with your wife, and be visiting them, and the relationship will stay. Instead of coming to stay in a comfortable apartment, and every day somebody is checking, this person is lined up with slippers, this person didn't remove the slippers properly, and things that feel cost for it. Then the pressing of toothpaste becomes a problem, and then the family is
Thank you so much, Prof, for that words of wisdom. Any other comment, question, contribution? Before we go to the last phase of our conversation this evening, interference of friends. This one I'll ask the men here. Okay. This one I'll ask the men. This is the last conversation before they take their last comment. Now, Prof, you and Dr. Ayodele and Dr. Edaho, is there a time in your relationship with your wives that you try to listen to your wife by not keeping your friends away from your home, because most times we will say, please, oh, that guy, I don't like him, don't bring him to our home. This man is making you keep late night. This guy is the one making you misbehave. Is there a time when you say, okay, I want to spend time with my friends, just to make sure that, I accommodate my wife? Is that you have that experience? Let me start with that at home. Do you still maintain the ties you have with your friends, regardless of what your wife says? Whether good or bad?
I used to have one friend,
Okay?
Boniface Alpha.
Okay?
That was before I got married.
Okay?
And I'm talking of over 16 years ago.
Okay?
And I would say that since he left the country, I don't have any male friend that I can go and visit and, we sit and chat.
Okay?
I have friends, but I don't have anybody that I can go and visit. It might not be the ideal, but I close from work, I go home with my wife. I don't have any other place to go. If I go anywhere, we are going out together. If I want to go and barb my hair, she will escort me to go and barb my hair. It's to that point. I don't have, like I said, it might not be the ideal, but for me, I don't have anybody that can say it's my friend and we stay together and I meet my wife. Maybe I'm not the right person.
Thank you so much.
Ask that
It's
question.
still the perfect family. Prof, please.
Forgive me, I am getting a bit emotional and I want to be excused. Because as we're discussing, my mind is going back to so many years and looking at so many issues. But I just want to summarize by thanking God for making some decisions in the past, which, as I look back now, I thank God I did not say no at a very critical moment. Take even the friend he mentioned here. He may not know that he displaced that friend from coming to this environment in 1997. He may not know because we did not talk about it. But why I said I'm getting emotional is when I look back at what this man here has done, and I know how he came to this place. In the vehicle that brought me to this place in 1997, unplanned, that just, can I go with your vehicle ahead? You're going to Aswa. Somebody asked me to come around here. Can I just join your vehicle? And here is a man. I'm happy I didn't know you were coming. Here's a man who earned his honor with hard work and diligence. Wow. And I did not know that the day I told him, you need to go somewhere away from where you are now to succeed. That I was also bringing myself into a picture that God was going to paint. Because when I spoke to him, it was somebody advising somebody. But lo and behold, when that move was to be made, God made it through the vehicle that brought me here. I was busy writing my handover note because of the sudden nature of my move to come to teach a summer class that the teacher was leaving to go to Andrews. That he packed my whole house in one night. Wow. And that tied my hands as well because I didn't know where my stove was. I didn't know where my matches was. I didn't know where my pots were. He knew where everything was. Because of that, he earned the space. Yeah, I had to follow him until he unpacked my house. And that was until I was about to get married. He himself made that offer. He said, I want to respect you. We lived together. Moved from OPC to MSP. And he said, I want to rent a place in town. We're getting married. You have been kind to me more than what I desire. And when I look at him, and I did not know God was preparing a place for my wife's relative, and I was going to become a friend to my brother, whom I had to leave at home. I needed to bring my brother to this place. But I wrote to my brother and said, wait until I send for you. Because I knew I could not carry two of them in my house. He's not my blood brother. We never met from Adam. But because he just accompanied the vehicle that brought me here, he stayed until God has turned him into an empire. And when I know that he could humble himself to the point of raising his brother to a PhD level while he has a master's degree, I don't know what else you are looking for. I don't know why God arranged that we meet in this arena today again. And that's why I said my emotions are soaking high. Because it's not just something. It's not our responsibility to train our siblings. But if nature puts it on us, let us do it. Because if we don't do it, it is a part of us that we are throwing away. Sometimes nature will even put your brother's family on you. Because I've been on that for the past 7 years. Running 2 kitchens, paying rent for a house I don't sleep in, paying school fees for children I did not give birth to. And I have to get my son and daughter to understand the infringement on their comfort, because they have to sacrifice the excesses they should have enjoyed from a father who is even a professor who can afford it. Now they have learned to cede some comfort so that other children could have access to quality of life. God teaches us so many things. I've not had friends who do things that are despicable because we were raised not to keep such company. So anybody who is my friend must behave himself. That is why you cannot separate me from Dios or mine for life. When I came to school, I got bonded to Samuel Adesina, Kwara State. You cannot separate me from him for life. There's nothing you tell them that tell me that they did today that will make me say they are no longer my friend. Even if they goof, they have earned their right in my heart and in my life that I will let them be even if they goof today. I'm being honest with myself. I'm very selective in keeping company. And because of that, our wives are safe in our hands, and our family members are safe in each other's company. But like I will always say, as a pastor with more than 30 years of experience roaming, we see despicable things happening among church members. Let me challenge each one of you here. Kill one word in your life. S-E-L-F. Kill it, nail it to the cross. And there's no limit to what God can accomplish through you for the benefit of humanity. I'm very proud of you guys, and forever will be. I did not even know you had such a large army. Maybe that was when we were in the Philippines. You inherited even those we left behind. Congratulations, and thank you. God is faithful.
God is faithful. Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Ugly.
Thank you very much. By the way, my circle of friends happens to be people that she's also used to. Because most of my friends, in fact, almost all my friends are within the church circle. And by the way, that was what brought us together in the fourth instance. I had passion for NAS. She had passion for NAS, and that was what brought us together. So in a way, my friends are friends. And I think, I must say this concerning Pastor Abba, I think it was in witness some of my friends when we invited him to a program about 2 years ago. You know, those are my friends. And that's why anywhere we have such program, both of us are there. And I must commend him. Let me say it openly. You know, when we're talking about helping people, you know, sponsoring people in school, people that you don't know, you have never seen in your life. when the need comes, it's not your responsibility, but you can give a helping hand. And that's what he did when he came for that program. You know, unlike the tradition of some pastors in our church today, that when you invite them for a program, they first of all ask for honorarium. You know, he traveled all the way from here to Ibadan. Not Ibadan, the place was so far inside UI, bad road. What is Ajibode inside UI. And he came with his car. He did not collect honorarium for us. And when we are promoting that, there is a particular student. I've never seen that student before too. And he has never met that student. That student needs, I think about 40,000 to complete his school fees. Not exactly 40,000. And right there, he stood up, was the preacher of the day. And he said, he's going to pay for that school fees. You know, that was great. That was awesome. And that was somebody that he has never met before. So there is no hand in helping people, you know. But the summary of it is that I don't have friends outside this family of God's people. Because I don't go for clubbing, I don't go for partying, I don't go drinking.
Of course, your wife won't allow you to do it.
Thank you.
Gentlemen and ladies, please, with us his families. I want to give great justice to the topic. Keep clapping as we take your lead. Thank you so much, the Okagwas. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, the ladies. May God bless your ministry and expand you, give you wisdom in the name of Jesus. It is at this juncture that I am, wow, Prof, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Prof. I want to invite Mr. Joseph. Please come take your mic as I take my leave. I think my job is done. Thank you so much, gentlemen.